Hey everyone, in this learning module, we're tackling the crucial first step before you deploy Splunk Enterprise Security, the planning phase. Getting this correct up front can save you a lot of headaches down the road, ensuring performance, scalability, and a smooth rollout. We're going to cover the key areas you need to think about. Those are minimum specifications for a production environment. When you're doing dev, if you're following along and you're doing this on your own personal machine, you can get by with a whole lot less resources. But if you're going to be using a production environment, we will cover what those minimum specifications are going to be. Different deployment considerations. How to plan for scaling your deployment. And finally, some performance references and optimization tips. Let's get planning. All right, first things first. What are the minimum requirements to run Splunk Enterprise Security in a production environment? According to the documentation on Splunk Docs, these specifications apply to a single instance deployment and also to search head cluster peers. What does it say about the minimum system and hardware requirements? Well, for a search head, you need a minimum CPU of 16 physical CPU cores and a minimum of 32 gigabytes of RAM. If you're using a virtualized CPU, vCPUs, it recommends a minimum of 32 vCPUs. If your machine is going to be in the role of an indexer, the minimum CPU is 16 physical CPU cores and 32 gigabytes of RAM. Additionally, if you're using vCPUs, virtualization, then you'll use 32 vCPU cores. It's basically, if you notice, it's the same. If you're using indexers with enterprise security, you want 16 cores, 32 gigs of RAM. If you're using a search head, 16 cores, 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's the minimum specifications for using Splunk Enterprise Security on search heads and indexers. Also, you'll need to use a 64-bit operating system. That's pretty standard in today's environment, but just so you remember that, all search heads and indexers that are going to install Splunk Enterprise Security must be running a 64-bit operating system. And just so you know, Splunk Enterprise Security stores many of its lookup files in a key value store, also referred to as the KV store. But don't worry about that. System requirements for KV stores are already included in these specifications. And just remember, keep in mind, these are the minimum. Depending on your specific use cases, data volume, and workload, you'll likely need more resources, which ties directly into our next point, deployment options and considerations. You have options for where and how you deploy Splunk Enterprise Security, and each of those is going to have you consider different things. You can have on-premise. Basically, you're going to install Enterprise Security in your own network. Splunk Cloud Platform, you're going to put it out on the cloud. A hybrid environment is a mixture of the previous two. You can also have single instance deployments, distributed search deployments, and virtualized environments. We'll go into each of those in detail. For on-premise distributed deployment, these are things you need to consider. A distributed search deployment is preferred over a single instance in a production environment. In other words, you'll have multiple enterprise security environments. You'll have your indexer separated from your search head. You may have, we go to the next one, you should install Splunk Enterprise Security on a dedicated search head or a search head cluster. So you could be clustering, or you could have it, but you do want to put your Splunk Enterprise Security on dedicated hardware. To improve search performance, it's also recommended to use an indexer cluster to distribute the search workload across multiple nodes. Enterprise security has a lot of requirements. It's very system resource intense. Having an indexer cluster instead of one single indexer is often going to provide much better performance. For standalone search heads or search peers and indexers, Configure your enforce auto lookup order to true in the lookup stanza limits.conf file. That's going to improve a lot of your lookup speeds. When installing other apps or add-ons on the same search head as ES, they should either be SIM compatible add-ons that enrich data for enterprise security use, or apps whose primary purpose is to integrate with Splunk Enterprise Security. Don't just add any old app because you like it or you think it might be of value in your environment. Don't just go to the Splunk store and just start downloading apps. They will have a massive negative impact on your enterprise security instance. Keep it dedicated to doing the things that enterprise security needs. And an important note, you cannot install Splunk Enterprise Security and the SA VMnet App Utils component of the Splunk add-on for VMware on the same search head due to potential file conflicts. So if you're doing VMs and you're using that add-on for VMware, it does not work well on Splunk Enterprise Security. So just be aware of that. When considering the Splunk Cloud Platform, remember that Splunk Enterprise Security is available as a service on the Splunk Cloud Platform, and Splunk Cloud Platform customers can work with Splunk support for setup, management, and maintenance. Most of all of the work that you would be doing on an on-prem environment, you will not be doing in the Splunk Cloud. The Splunk support will do most of it for you. The behavioral analytics service for Splunk Enterprise Security is only available to customers on the Splunk Cloud Platform. It has some specific requirements, including to be on a specific Splunk Cloud stack and being a non-FedRAMP customer from that region and having data ingestion less than 4 terabytes. Basically, this whole thing here that we're talking about is you can use some behavior analytics that are a feature set to Splunk Enterprise Security. It's a cool thing to have if you fit into this use case, but we're not going to cover it. It's outside the scope of this training. But just know that Splunk Cloud Platform users do often have other capabilities, other add-ons, other features that you wouldn't get if you're running just Splunk Enterprise Security on your on-prem environment. With hybrid environments, this is the concept of setting up an on-premise enterprise security search head to search indexers in another cloud environment. This is supported. So you could have a Splunk environment out in the cloud, it's storing data, and then you can have an on-prem ES search head that can search your indexers on the cloud. However, a hybrid search configuration with Cloud Splunk is not supported. So if you want to put an enterprise security search head in the cloud, you will not have the ability to go to another cloud environment and do searches that way. Any supported hybrid search deployment must account for added latency, bandwidth concerns, and include adequate hardware. And now, virtualized environments. I have to say, this is where I put most of my stuff. Splunk will tell you you want bare bone metal environments, and that sounds great, but it's not always practical. And so I put my stuff often on virtualized environments. And all you need to do is just recognize that you'll need to allocate a few more resources. If you install in a virtualized environment, you need the same memory, but you'll actually need a higher CPU allocation as a non-virtualized bare metal environment. Please remember that if you can, you should. You'll see massive performance increases, or the other way of putting it, your environment will work poorly if you do not reserve all CPU and memory resources. Do not oversubscribe your hardware. Also, testing storage IOPS as insufficient performance here is a common cause of poor search response. So again, do not share your resources. Use thick provision storage instead of thin provisioning. You're going to get better performance that way. And if you're using hyperthreading, you must double the vCPU count. So for example, we say you need 16 physical cores, you're going to need 32 vCPUs if you're using hyperthreading. Additionally, you need to plan for continual growth. Your environment is going to continue to get bigger and bigger over the years. So you'll need to evaluate your hardware, your indexers, your log size, your search heads when planning for scale. Hardware scaling. You might need to increase your specs beyond the minimum. You might need to refer to mid-range and high-performance specifications in the Splunk platform document. As you start to ingest more and more data, being on the minimum scale may not work for you. Indexer scaling. Indexing is I/O intensive. For ingestion volumes of 1 terabyte per day or more, it's recommended to work with Splunk Professional Services to come up with a solution that will work better for you. Log size scaling for search head clusters. In a search head cluster, syncing large KV store lookups can fail. To mitigate this, you might need to increase the operation log size. There's just things you need to consider as this environment keeps getting larger and larger. Some considerations for search head scaling. If you are using a large number of concurrent ad hoc searches, you may need to increase your CPU cores and RAM. If you have a large number of real-time searches or concurrent users, you may need to go above and beyond the normal CPU cores. If you have a large number of enabled detections, you may need to increase your RAM. Large asset and identity lookup files will need an increased RAM. So all of these things, if you're starting to see performance issues, you may need to increase the RAM and the CPU. Finally, let's touch on performance reference and optimization during planning. Capacity planning is complex because every situation is unique, with variations in use cases, data, and architectural possibilities. A key best practice is to install Splunk Enterprise Security on a dedicated search head or a dedicated search head cluster. And then just remember that performance can be impacted by several constraints. The search load. For high volume deployments, monitor and adjust memory consumption and runtimes of search jobs. Enforce quality standards for the types of SPL commands, timeframes, and intervals used for scheduled searches. When it comes to data ingestion, when scaling to data volumes exceeding multiple terabytes, some configurations that work in standard Splunk Enterprise Security deployments may not work with Enterprise Security. Data model acceleration searches included with ES also impact overall cluster performance. For large data volumes, work with your Splunk field architect to calculate and validate this during the planning. Splunk provides performance test results to help estimate expected performance based on your data mix. These tests typically use indexers matching reference hardware with 32 gigs of RAM and 16 cores of CPUs. If you're doing more data, you have more users than is considered standard, you may need to raise those things. It's also worth noting that data source planning is fundamental. The volume, the type, and the number of data sources significantly influence the overall architecture, forwarder placement, estimated load, and network impact. This involves planning the use cases, configuring the data source devices, customizing add-ons, and setting up data inputs, and considering performance impact and maintainability. If I haven't made it clear, it's not just, you just don't go over there and say, I'm just going to install enterprise security. You need to look at your environment. What data are you using? How is that data getting there? Do we need all of this data to go in enterprise security? I'll tell you this, if the logs that you're using don't have a security context, don't send them to your enterprise security environment. Only send the logs that you would be using for a investigation, for alerting. And there's always that, well, we might use it later. That is a very costly mentality. Find what you're looking at. If you have logs that would never be used for creating alerts, would not be used specifically for that kind of enterprise security alert triage alerting thing, don't send them to enterprise security. Hopefully, as we go through this training, you'll start to see some more logs. Okay, you know what? Those logs make sense for a normal Splunk environment, but they're not relevant to my enterprise security. Enterprise security is to be your SIM, your tool for detections of bad adversary type actions in your network. Use the logs that help detect that, and don't send other logs to your enterprise security instance. So as you can see, planning a Splunk enterprise security installation involves careful considerations of hardware, deployment architecture, scaling needs, and how performance can be optimized based on your specific environment and data. Don't rush this phase. Reviewing the official Splunk documentation is essential. And for complex or large-scale deployments, consider reaching out to Splunk Professional Services as a highly recommended step. And please, I want to re-emphasize, I don't work for Splunk. I don't work for professional services. I am stating these things not to bring extra money my way. This is just, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have those resources or that knowledge, it would be beneficial to reach out to Splunk. They have the experts that can get you along. They can save you in the long run a lot of headache and a lot of time.